This came out 2 days ago, and it's called Mistakes Were Made by EDP445. With a title like that, let's hope he actually says something that means something and isn't just him bullshitting. I don't know.
People are going to paint their narrative on you based on what they want to believe, especially when it comes to the internet and social media. One thing I want you guys to understand is that when you're dealing with trolls, when you're dealing with people on the internet who can just leave a comment and just run off to the scurries of their own, hiding spots, is that there's no reconciling with these motherfuckers. There's no getting through to them.
I will say that there's some people that are just stupid and don't actually care about the damage done to children and all that, and that all they care about is just getting one over on people like this that they find to be more unfortunate than themselves. So they're going like, oh, let me make myself feel better by lashing out on this perfect victim type thing. But that's not what he is getting. that is like a real critique of some people, but the critiques that people are making of him are valid, and there's nothing that he could say that would be yeah, you might be getting it from some people that are just looking to bash on someone, but you are the perfect victim, so you should probably just find a regular job. Weren't you doing security before or something, or was that all just fake?
There's no, trying to get these people to understand where you were at that point in time in your life, addressing what happened a few years ago, the whole incident and stuff like that. I'll be the first person to tell you, I was in a very dark place in my life, very dark place,
I want to just say, there's a rule of thirds. It's good to leave the top third space above your head, but he has a whole half of the screen above his fucking head, and I don't know why. Like, I could scroll. There are no comments. He turned the comments off, but I could literally probably have scrolled down into the comments and still been able to see him just fine. I don't know why this is framed like this and not just zoomed in a little bit.
Had the fame, had the money, had the status, I thought that I couldn't be touched. Paid the
That's weird. Wait.
price for it,
That's kind of an insane thing to say, considering the, allegations, since he wasn't formally charged, but what was he charged for? I don't remember, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, if he wants to even, push that as, a thing, we know what you were there to do, and acting like, oh, I was in a dark place and things were different. Bro, how dark of a place were you that you were trying to talk to minors? What are you talking about? He's a 30-something-year-old man, so not even he couldn't even get away with oh, it's 17, 19, we're, I was just, there was someone younger. He's a fucking grown-ass man, but it wasn't even that. He was thinking he was meeting up with a 14-year-old or something. And that's just insane. Can't be having that.
Now, one thing I want you guys to understand, another thing I want you guys to understand, and of course, there's going to be those motherfuckers out there, oh, EDP, just because you were in a dark place, that doesn't justify what you did. First off, don't try to put fucking words up in my mouth.
Bro, that's literally what you said. That was kind of a cool, he pre-watched my reaction. That was kind of cool. Good job.
We're not here for that shit. I'm here to explain.
Here, let's run it back and get the exact words he said then.
At that point in time in your life, addressing what happened a few years ago, the whole incident and stuff like that. I'll be the first person to tell you, I was in a very dark place in my life, very dark place.
So you took no accountability for the actions. It sounded like you were about to by saying, I'll be the first one to say. It sounds like you're about to say, I'll be the first person to say that it was wrong and that nobody should be trying to do the things that I did. But instead of that, you say, I'll be the first person to say, I was in a dark place, completely avoiding the accountability part and just bullshitting and being like, oh, well, I was in a dark place, so that you're acting like that's a justifier, and it's not in any way. So explain yourself, since that's not what you meant.
And of course, there's going to be those motherfuckers out there, oh, EDP, just because you were in a dark place, that doesn't justify what you did. First off, don't try to put fucking words up in my mouth. We're not here for that shit. I'm here to explain to you where I was at in my headspace a few years ago. You know what I mean? The only thing that you can do as a human being when you make a mistake to this magnitude is to take responsibility for your actions, take accountability for your actions.
You didn't do that. You didn't do either of this. You didn't even say what the thing was. You didn't do either of those things. And you've said that at one point you did take accountability for it. Then you said that they lied to you. Then you said that they fabricated the whole thing and that you were supposed to be like a paid actor for them. But then you fabricated, I'm pretty sure, evidence of that, and then people proved that you were lying. So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Understand that there is an issue, right? Understand that this is not normal. You know what I mean? To have these type of behaviors, they are not normal, right?
Yeah, and even if you were faking it and you were trying to be like a new up-and-coming actor, I don't see why the first role you try and get is to pretend to be a pedophile in some guy's video. Get
the necessary help, whether it's talking to a psychiatrist, talking to a therapist. You know, it can even be as simple as sitting down and talking to your family members.
Have you done those things? And I don't mean the little niece that you love so much and you love to talk about, that you care about and wouldn't want to ruin your relationship with. Have you talked to any of them, other than her?
And overall, just trying to make sure that the same mistake doesn't happen again.
This is when you get into the point of the accountability part. What doesn't happen again? You don't go to meet up with them. You don't get caught for your actions. You don't get tricked. Or you don't try and solicit minors for inappropriate anything. Well, what are we saying here? Again, accountability. What are we talking about?
You learn from your mistake. That's all you can do. And just try to improve yourself as a person. If that's not good enough for people, well then that sounds like a fucking personal issue to me. Now, a lot of people, they like to assume, right? Just because I haven't came out and made some big ass crying video, you know what I mean?
I think he might be soulless. Because he keeps doing this where he's looking dead into the camera. And this might just be really good training that he's had from making so many TikToks and Instagrams and all this stuff. But this feels weird to me, to be speaking straight into your soul like this. And I feel like he's doing it because he's thinking that he's like reaching people on a deeper level. It's like, I'm talking to you. I'm looking at you right in your eyes. It feels fucking weird.
Making a fucking ass out of myself, all hysterical on camera and shit like that, that I show no remorse. That couldn't be any more further from the truth. You know what I mean?
Again, you still haven't even said what you did. And maybe it's because he's realized that he's created so many different storylines that to pick one would be to show that he was a liar about all the others. So he has to be as vague as possible. I mean, we got more time, so I don't know, but it seems kind of bullshitty to me.
What I want you guys to realize is the fact that I have sat down and I have apologized to my family, right? I've apologized to my diehard friends. And when I say diehard friends, I mean my friends who I'll openly admit I forgot about because I was surrounded by so many clout chasing motherfucking people who only really cared about me based on my internet and social media status. You feel me? I'm not going to mention their name. I'm not going to put them out.
Okay, all of those things can be true. You could have been a piece of shit in all the other places, in all of the other parts of your life. But what about the minor part? What about the, like, like, none of that leads to talking to minors. It just doesn't. There's probably only a few things that lead to talking to minors, and I think most of them are bad. I don't think there's anyone that's like, oh yeah, that's justifiable, that makes sense. Like, the only time you're doing it is if you're coercing them for some kind of illicit activity, or you're a recruiter trying to get them into the army. So, to each their own.
Out there like that, you guys know exactly who you are. Sat down with him, apologized to him, heartfelt apology, you know what I mean? And we made amends, we talked about it, and we moved the fuck on. That's all you can do.
So why can't you guys? That's all you can do. Why do you care so much? I already talked to my friends and my family. My mom is disappointed. She took the PlayStation away for 2 weeks. But now I got the PlayStation back and you guys still care. What, do I gotta give it? She gotta hold it for longer? What's the problem? Like, I don't think he understands, like, what everyone's mad about. One, you haven't taken accountability, so we can't even begin to start being like, well, maybe mental illness and da-da-da-da-da, and talk to a therapist and wah 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 wah, you know, just bullshit. But we could go down those lines after you've explicitly said what it is you did and aren't just fucking yapping on. Who cares?
Now, as far as fucking weirdos hitting me up on Instagram, you know, I'm gonna show you guys some bullshit. I'm gonna tell y'all some bullshit. So there are literally 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, you know what I mean, DMing me.
Yeah, your demographic. Your friend demographic. Your Tinder's 18 plus, but I was gonna make a Tinder age range joke, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, bro, those are all the people that find you funny too. Like, you realize, like, I hope you realize, he probably doesn't, but all the people that laughed at him before the cupcake shit are the people that are laughing at him, like, now, that are making fun of him. They're the same people. I don't think anyone went. I fucking respected this guy. He's always been doing lowbrow humor. It was never like a respectable thing. He wasn't like he was some writing god that wrote these super intricate storylines that comedically enhanced the the world around it. Like, that's not what he did. He was doing fucking stupid shit. He got famous mostly for his fucking talking about NFL shit, talking about the Eagles.
Hitting me up on Instagram, and they'll fucking type this message, and they'll be all like, oh my God, are you the real EDP? And the moment I respond with, yes, I am, what they'll do, right? And they think that they're fucking sneaky about this shit, right? Malicious intent. You feel me? I made a video a long time ago, and it was a video where I talked about, obviously, adults should be held accountable, and they should be, they should get in trouble for messaging minors and engaging in those type of conversations in that particular way, right? I also feel minors should get in trouble for messaging adults. You feel me? Having a very malicious intent.
I mean, yeah, but it's like, that's more of like a social conversation of how parents should react when their children are having those conversations and like what's a justifiable punishment. But that's completely secondary and genuinely comes down to the type of conversation that was had, the, and like, obviously some people don't have the best family support, but like, yeah, someone should probably talk to them at least.
Behind their messages. You feel me? And this is what I mean.
Bro, okay, this is the dumbest shit. Okay, never mind. I didn't know that's what that was the angle he was going down. I thought he just meant in general, like, you should not try and talk to people online. Like, that's what my parents told my sister when she was young, trying to talk to people online. It's just like, you don't know who you're talking to, even when they're like telling you that they're young. And I think that kind of like scared her a little bit, and she like didn't talk to anybody after that. Because it's like, you can get to know people, but you really don't know who you're talking to. Nobody's their actual self. I'm a faker. I'm not real. But like, this guy's he's just fucking bullshitting right now. Like, yes, kids should be held accountable. Yeah, parents should have a conversation with their kid when they're like, even if they're trying to like get with other kids. It's like, you shouldn't be talking like that at a young age. It's not becoming. You have to grow into yourself first and know, learn about your own body before you can even start thinking about other people, other people's bodies and stuff like that. But when it comes to them then talking to adults, you don't need to be like, well, you enticed them. You were trying to get them involved. Maybe they were. They're a stupid fucking kid. That doesn't matter. They would do the same thing. They were probably talking the same way that they talk to a kid their age. Oh yeah, come on. I'm not gonna tell anybody when a kid in their grade is going like, oh no, my parents are gonna find out. They told me if I ever do anything like that, I'm gonna get in trouble. Oh no, it's cool. Come on, we'll just hang out. And it's like, yeah, that's some manipulation shit. That shit's not cool. But as soon as the person they're doing it to is an adult, who cares? Like.
This one chick, she messaged me, right? And she goes, oh my God, are you the real EDP? I respond back with, bitch, how old are you? And who the fuck sent you? Right? Because I know fucking well Skeeter John, Gideon, and all
just don't respond.
These fake ass wannabe Chris Hansen impersonating motherfuckers. More than likely they fucking sent you. You know what I mean? With their fucking no life fucking ass, right? Bitch, how old are you and who sent you? Oh, I'm 14. Screenshot. Let's go ahead and tag Gideon and let's go ahead and tag fucking Skeeter John or whatever the fuck his name is, right? Skeeter John, Gideon, get him. You see what the fuck they're doing, right? Purposely messaging, not just me, purposely messaging people.
Why even respond? You don't need to respond to every fan that sends you a DM. You don't need to be like, man, who the fuck are you? Get out of my DMs. Like, what? Block them if you're questioning it. If they're literally just some no name with like even 1,000 like followers, that's nobody. Just block them.
Right? To fuck with them, which ultimately leads to harassment.
Like if EDP were to comment on this video, my video, when I have 110 subscribers making this video on it, if I had more, I'd still probably talk about it because he was a bigger figure. But like, you get what I'm saying. If he talked to me, it's like, bro, what's the point? What do you gain from like talking shit back to somebody who's so like insignificant to you? And who knows? Maybe this video will do great. Maybe remember to like, comment, and subscribe. But it's just stupid. Like literally, you're going like, well, they coerced me into messaging them back, bro. Just don't respond.
Right?
Why'd the audio get all fucked?
Your fucking job, tracking where you work at, fucking showing up at your motherfucking dialysis center. You know what I mean? Trying to find out.
Did the audio just get cut like halfway through?
What type of community that you fucking live in. Messaging
yeah, it did. Weird.
People fucking live in, right? storming the fucking leasing office and shit like that, storming HOA offices and shit like that. You know what I mean? Fucking with you out in public at the grocery store. You feel me? Throwing shit at your motherfucking window as you're at a fucking stoplight when somebody recognizes you. You feel me? Motherfuckers trying.
I mean, that's low key how you should be treated when you're, trying to talk to minors online. Can't lie. That seems like the least of your worries is, oh, people are throwing stuff at me. I'm getting ostracized by my community. Because the main thing is you were a public figure. If you were just some guy, most people wouldn't have been able to find out. But it's the fact that you're trying to stay in the limelight. You're trying to stay going. Like, this video came out 2 days ago. It's already got 15K views. He's only got 15K subscribers. Because everybody knows what he did. And this guy isn't fooling anybody with this lack of any information, lack of any accountability, lack of any care or foresight or insight into any of his situation. He literally was going like, I'm trying to let y'all know how I was feeling. No, you didn't. You just didn't, bro. Like, what are you talking about? You said, I'm gonna let you know how I'm feeling. But first, I'm gonna just say that everybody's lying and manipulates.
You have a fucking P.O. box set up and shit. Motherfuckers is able to track that shit down and fucking storm the little fucking place of business and shit.
That's kind of funny. I thought you were gonna say they were sending you like dildos and stuff, because I remember Boogie2988 said one time someone sent him a box of shit, and I thought that was like illegal. I thought that'd be considered like chemical warfare, bioterrorism.
Fucking with the sweet lady. You feel me? Minding her own business, good people, good spirited fucking people, right? Trying to maintain a business, right? And here come your no-life motherfucking ass because you thought it was fucking funny to take a fucking screenshot and send it to these no-life impersonating ghetto-ass, botched, fucked up sting operation, fake-ass impersonating Chris Hansen motherfuckers, you feel me? To fuck with you. To ruin your life. You feel me? Let me ask you something. Just because you think a person is guilty or not guilty, right? What the fuck, under the law, what the fuck gives you the right to go out and start harassing people?
Well, harassment isn't legal, but it's kind of like what defines harassment. I think harassment's defined by like repeated like actions by the same person. You could claim gang stalking, I guess, saying like people are really sending your information around whenever you're outside, but I don't know, man. You don't have to hide in your closet. You can just come out and you'll be fine, I promise. You'll be fine. We're not waiting for you. I swear.
Right? And then when they've decided that they've had enough and they pull out that gun and they shoot your motherfucking ass, right?
You're just not going to do it. I bet if I smacked you in the face, you still wouldn't do it. Because you know that you'd still go to prison. You can't just shoot people that make you upset. That's not how it works. And that's never self-defense. Like ever. Bro, even if they punch you, that's not justifiable. That's not reason to shoot them. If they're beating you, trying to kill you, no, maybe. But if they just give you one punch, you're still going to probably go to prison for murder. Like, there are very few cases where shooting somebody's justifiable when they don't have a gun.
All of a sudden, it was just a prank. All of a sudden, it wasn't that.
Nah, see, if EDP pulled a gun on me, I wouldn't go, bro, I was joking. I'd be like, bro, really gonna shoot me? That's a bitch move. All right, bro. Oh, okay. And then I'd leave. But I'm not gonna be like, oh no, bro. And I agree. Anybody that does that is kind of a pussy. Can't lie.
Serious.
He's got him there.
You know what I mean? To try to drag them back to a place where they were once at. You know what I mean? To try to fuck with them.
They're making us see the darkness again.
How you try to paint the situation, how much you try to dress it up, it's not good. That is a malicious act, and it's fucked up. Why do you guys think it took me so long to make that ghetto ass piece of shit, half-assed apology video where I had the Barack Obama voiceover? I know, and
what?
My friends know, like I mentioned before in the earlier stages of the video, there's no reconciling with these motherfuckers. You feel me? There's no winning with these niggas on fucking line. You feel me? Not even if you're trying to win. You're just trying to get them to understand where you were from a mental standpoint back up in the day. And no, that's not fucking justifying the shit. Right? You got to keep on throwing in that this is not me trying to justify it because they got fucking selective hearing, right? Because I knew deep down...
Justify what? We don't even know what you're talking about. Again, like, you haven't said what it is because you haven't clarified, even because in the like accountability video, taking accountability for the actions of what you did, didn't you basically like push accountability and be like, oh, they lied, and they said that I was supposed to be an actor and that I was going to be faking it. Like, what?
Down, right? No matter how fucking apologetic I was, no matter how fucking sorry I was, or whatever the fuck, they're going to fucking throw that bullshit at you. Oh, you're only making the video, and you're only crying in the video because you got caught. Okay?
Why don't you just talk about what people are actually saying instead of making this like, well, if I would have done it different? Nobody gives a shit about like, well, what about this? Well, what about if I would have done it differently though? Well, you didn't, so we'll never know. I guess we'll never know.
Let's not make the video then.
Like you said in the beginning, bro. We'll never know. So let's move on. Let's move on from that. You got to live with the fucking actions that you fucking made. I don't know why that's so hard for him to understand. Some people you just need to move on sometimes.
Oh, you need to take accountability and responsibility. You need to cam up and address your fans.
Mm-hmm.
The only people that I need to address are my friends and my family members that I hurt deeply.
No, I'd say you need to make, when you want to become a public figure, you have to take accountability for your actions publicly. You can't just go, oh, I'm going to say I'm sorry to my mom because I was talking to minors. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. And before you go, oh, he wouldn't say this shit to my face, I would say this directly to EDP, and I would be like, bro, you're a fucking idiot. You make absolutely no sense that you're trying to defend the actions that you made. Who cares if they lied or not? Yeah, they set up sting operations. That's the whole point. It's a lie, it's fake. But you thought it was real. And you lied about thinking that it was real. I don't know what else to tell you about that. Like, that's just the way it went down.
By my actions.
We got like a fucking 44 seconds left. Let's just let it play.
Those are the only people that I need to address, and that I have addressed privately. I'm not going to come on here. I'm not going to fucking cry my heart out and fucking get on my hands and knees and fucking grovel and beg for your forgiveness. Why? Because you guys, like I mentioned before, you guys already...
It's just that thing of nobody's asking you to do that. It's you think that people want you to do that because you're a little bitch who can't, like, take accountability for the actions that you made. Like, just stop being a little pussy bitch, bro. Like, honestly. Like, you're going like, oh, I took accountability for my actions. It's like, nah, people are holding you accountable by making sure you don't forget it. Is anybody stopping you from making content? No, we'll check out the channel here. We got 20 seconds left.
Painted a narrative on me. You guys think that I'm this fucking terrible monster.
You haven't proved otherwise. Let's see. 16K, 12K, 24K, 10K, 21K, 20K, 22K, 22K, 63K, 64K, 141K. He started again 3 weeks ago. Here we go. I don't really want to watch that, but it just proves to me that like you're making fine views. Your content is niche anyways. It's not like you were some fucking famous, this big next level guy. You're acting like people are doing like something crazy to you, bro. What you did was insane. People are just making sure you don't forget that.
Yeah.